In 2024, the average American needed 14 years of savings to afford a down payment on a home. In 2026, that number is 21 years. Not because people stopped working, not because they stopped saving, but because the system that was supposed to make homeownership possible has frozen completely, and the people who broke it are the same people profiting from the wreckage. Something strange is happening in the housing market right now. Nobody is buying and nobody is selling. Not because there's no demand, not because people don't want homes, but because the math has become completely impossible for both sides. Here's what the freeze looks like in real numbers. In 2021, the average 30-year mortgage rate was 3%. Today, it sits above 7%. On a $400,000 home, that difference costs you an extra $800 every single month. Every single month for 30 years. That's nearly $200,000 in additional interest just because you were born 5 years too late. And here's where the freeze comes from. The people who bought homes in 2020 and 2021 at 3% are locked in. If they sell, they have to buy something new at 7%. So they don't move. They don't sell. They stay exactly where they are. And the supply that would normally enter the market never arrives. This is the freeze. Sellers won't sell. Buyers can't buy. And in the middle of this standoff, prices keep rising anyway. To understand how we got here, you need to understand what happened between 2008 and 2022. After the financial crisis, central banks around the world dropped interest rates to near zero. For over a decade, money was essentially free to borrow. And what do people do when money is free? They borrow as much as possible. They buy homes. They drive prices up. They buy again. Prices go higher. Between 2020 and 2022 alone, home prices in the United States increased by over 40%, not because homes became more valuable, not because materials got better, but because the cost of borrowing was artificially low and everyone rushed through the same door at the same time. Then inflation arrived, and the Federal Reserve did the only thing it knows how to do. It raised rates, fast. The fastest increase in 40 years. And in doing so, it didn't just slow the market, it froze it completely. The people who got in before the freeze are sitting on assets worth 40% more than what they paid. The people who didn't are locked outside permanently. But here's what the news won't tell you. While regular buyers are frozen out, someone is still buying. Between 2020 and 2025, institutional investors, corporations, hedge funds, private equity firms purchased over 3 million single-family homes in the United States alone. 3 million homes. Removed from the market for regular buyers, converted into rental properties. Companies like Blackstone, Invitation Homes, and American Homes for Rent now own entire neighborhoods. Not buildings, neighborhoods. Streets where every house